YouTube, it is I, your boy, the Healers, the Balors, Sim Balor, Prince Balor, you show the freaking rest. I'm here to review Night 1 of WrestleMania 36. And let me just say, last night really exceeded my expectation. Now, I went into the show obviously very optimistic, somewhat. I was going in to enjoy the show. I was going in there, not to criticize that much, not to say, oh, this sucks, and this, blah, 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 blah. I was going in there with a open mind, but also a sort of also low expectations. I didn't know what to expect. But coming out of WrestleMania 36 Night 1, I was very pleased with what I saw, especially with the main event, which we'll get to a little bit later. But let's kick it off. The pre-show was Drew Gulak. First of all, before we get started the show itself, let me start off with the opening of WrestleMania, the opening package. It was fantastic. Like it was literally like out of a movie. It was literally like out of a movie. This whole pirate theme, like there was cuts in between. It was so cool. Becky Lynch is like this freaking. Okay, there were a few characters like Becky Lynch was like this Viking, I think. You have Charlotte Flair, she's like this sea queen or whatever. You have Drew McIntyre as this, I think, pirate or whatever. It's all pirate theme, obviously, during this WrestleMania. It was a very good opening. I highly recommend you guys go back and watch. If you haven't seen it already, it is a very, very fun opening, a very entertaining opening, by the way, that they did. And like, obviously, the stage, which it was just the regular WWE the PC stage, and they did it very well. I mean, they made it feel like it was WrestleMania. Obviously, they made it feel like it was like you were, like you were watching WrestleMania. Obviously, it was great. Rob Gronkowski was obviously the host and stuff like that. He was actually fine. Rob Gronkowski was actually fine as the host. I actually enjoyed him. There's a few times I actually laughed at him and Mojo Rawley, and it was pretty fun with Mojo and Rob. Being there. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Anyways, moving on to what we have here. Excuse me. So let's kick it off. We have Drew Gulak against Cesaro. It was a fun match to kick off on the pre-show. Cesaro won by hitting this weird freaking airplane spin. I think Cesaro won. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, Cesaro defeated Drew Gulak in 4 minutes. It was a fun match. He hit this freaking airplane spin thing. He tossed him back down to the ground. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't that big. I mean, so it was fun. It was a really fun way to kick off. On the kickoff show, and with this show being like literally 3 hours long, it literally went by fast. I was telling myself like I'm thinking like this is a Monday Night Raw, or like because Raw usually goes 3 hours and stuff like that. Don't touch your face. Let's see what happened. The actual show kicked off with a very fun match. We have the women's tag team titles line as Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross against the Kabuki Warriors. This literally exceeded my expectations. I mean, I was going into this match like, oh, this is cool. This is nice. Um, Coming out of it, it was really fun. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross ended up winning in a very, very fun match. Yeah, there was very good back and forth during this match. There was a huge spear from Kyrie saying that she hit on Alexa Bliss, which was freaking devastating. There was a Twisted Bliss that sort of missed, obviously. There was a there was a few missed timers in the match, a few hits and misses, a few botches, but nothing that can hinder the match. Really, there's not really much to talk about. We got new women's tag team champions, and I still think the division and the women's tag team titles are dead. But whatever. It was a fun match. Moving on. So we have new tag team champions in the women's division. What do you freaking do? And plus, the Kabuki Warriors really haven't done anything with them, so I guess time for a title change, anyways. Up next, we had King Corbin against Elias. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it, guys. Seriously. I mean, I watched the ending, but that was it. Elias ended up winning by basically cheating by rolling King Corbin up by the seat of his pants. He hooked his pants and then rolled him up. It was pretty funny. So yeah, that's all I know. I'm not gonna go back and watch it. I didn't really care for it. Period. What am I talking about? I didn't care for it. I didn't watch it. I actually was eating dinner during the match, so I didn't pay attention to it. So, anyways, moving on. Up next, which I was really surprised this match was next. Like, as minutes they showed this graphic, I was like, wait, this is next? It's Becky Lynch against Shayna Baszler. Um, I guess I was right. I was right. You all saw my predictions video. I kind of saw this coming. First of all, the Becky Lynch came out. She pretty much drove her truck, her big semi truck or whatever. That's all decorated up like her. It's pretty freaking cool. To the old thing. She has this cool gear. I don't know what kind of gear it was. It's pretty cool. She's wearing all gold and stuff like that. Shayna comes out first. She does the entrance and shtick. Um, it was really good. I mean, obviously, Becky. If this was on the bigger stage, obviously it'd be a lot bigger. It'd be a lot better. But just it being the PC, it still felt like WrestleMania. It still felt like a subpar WrestleMania entrance. I really enjoyed it. Shayna, it started off very brutal, obviously. You had some very stiff strikes in this match, obviously. I mean, Shayna Baszler being the cage fighter, which, by the way, WWE, please stop doing that. Please stop referring to her as the cage fighter. We all know she doesn't. She's a former mixed martial artist and stuff like that. We all know that, but stop it. It's so freaking cringe, in my opinion. I mean, if you enjoy it, to each his own. I don't. I find it cringe and weird. So we have Becky Lynch. She enters out. She comes out next. We have, as I said, the stiff back and forth. It was pretty fun. Shayna gets Becky on the outside, hits a power bomb first, and then remember how she did with Liv Morgan inside the Elimination Chamber? She does the same thing to Becky Lynch. She swings her up against the announce table, which was not as brutal as what happened to Liv Morgan inside the chamber, but it still sounded brutal. There were a few attempts with the cure for the clutch. There was a few attempts with the Becky hit the manhandle slam, I believe, a few times. I don't think she hit her lead drop. I believe she did hit her patented lead drop. I believe she hit. Let me see if I can find it here because I want to go by it match by match, not match by match, sequence by sequence for you guys. Hang on one sec, so I can find it. Let's see. Here we go. Here it is. My bad. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so yeah, there were a few back and forths, obviously. So there were a few stiffs. Like Becky was being grounded and pounded, obviously. But basically, the finish came when Becky was locked in the cure through the clutch, and then she rolled. Remember basically how she did with Ronda Rousey last year at WrestleMania. She basically rolled out of the cure through the clutch, and she escaped it by basically rolling backwards and pinning Shayna. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of marked out a little bit. I was legitimately surprised because going into the match, you guys know, I was torn 50-50. I didn't know who was going to win. I didn't know who was going to be come out the winner. I was really legitimately shocked that Becky Lynch actually won. Surprised. I mean, I wasn't surprised. I mean, I was like, oh, okay. And I marked out as well. I was like, oh, yeah, yeah, Becky Lynch won. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh, great, here we go. Her title reign's going to continue. And it is what it is. Becky Lynch, she's gonna go on to pretty much become greatness, I guess, at this point. And like Shayna, as I said, I even said on Twitter, I just think it wasn't Shayna's time. And if you think Shayna, in my opinion, was just thrown in there, to be fed to Becky Lynch, it sucks. Somebody wrote on Twitter like Becky Lynch has pretty much beaten through all the freaking division. She's ran through it all. I don't blame you for marking out. Honestly, I can't help but think it should have been on the end of the reign. Thank you, Steven. Exactly. My friend Steven just said it should have been the end of the reign. It really should have. I mean, I did mark out. I loved it, but it's like you guys know her reign needs to end. It should have been the right time, but I think WWE just didn't see. It's so complicated to explain to you guys. Like, it's so frustrating. I don't know what they don't see in Shayna. She's so good. She's so good. And yeah, this is why I'm worried about Undisputed Era coming up. This is why I'm worried about the Velveteen Dream coming up. This is why I'm worried about Balor when he comes back. And you don't know dang well if Prince is going to be back on main roster television sooner rather than later. Just like when these people come out to the main roster, it just frustrates me. It really does. It's just I don't know. It's really hard to explain. But Becky Lynch is still the Raw Women's Champion. I was expecting something else to happen after the match because like they're literally stalling time. Like there's Becky on the top rope. She's holding her title up and stuff like that. I'm thinking to myself, what's gonna happen now? What's gonna happen now? Nothing happened. They cut out. And then they showed a commercial for WrestleMania 37, which by the way, I really am excited for next year's WrestleMania. Gonna be in SoFi Stadium. It's all Hollywood theme, and I really am excited to see what they do for WrestleMania 37. Hopefully they'll be in a big stadium this time. Anyways, moving on. We have, this was a fun match. Sami Zayn defended the Intercontinental Championship against Daniel Bryan. Accompanied by Drew Gulak, by the way. This was a very fun match. Becky elevated the belt and herself so high. Doesn't need the belt anymore. Exactly. Becky literally has held the belt all this time. She has elevated that thing to heights it can never, ever be achieved by anybody else. I mean, she is the woman who made that championship. I don't care what anybody says. She made that belt. She made that belt relevant. It is time to get it off of her. And I got this strange and disturbing, well, not disturbing, I just strange, just feeling that I think I know who she's going to drop it to. Well. I mean, we got the Raw to WrestleMania tomorrow night, so. I have a feeling that Nia Jax might be, oh my god, please no. Please, no disrespect to Nia Jax, but hell no. No way, I'm good. Anyways, moving on, I don't want to get this video too long. Daniel Bryan against Drew Gulak. This was a fun match. I'm not going to go through sequence by sequence. I'm just going to go through my favorite parts. Actually, well, not my favorite parts. I'm just going through like a few of the. Okay, basically what happened is that first time in the match, Zayn refused to face Bryan. So Zayn is literally outside. He's going in and out of the ring, right? And he's literally yelling at Bryan like, "I'm not gonna get in the ring, this and that." He's being the baby crap, the chicken shit heel. He's going in and out of the ring. I'm not gonna face Daniel Bryan. Nah, 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 nah. And Gulak gets involved a little bit. Bryan pretty much chases him around the ring. It's pretty funny. He chases Sami Zayn around the ring. He gets him in the ring. He starts kicking the living crap out of him, and it's pretty funny. He's literally kicking the crap out of him, and he's saying he's kicking. He kicks him, and then he slaps him. There was one part he kicks and then slaps him. I start busting out laughing. I'm like, and he's I think he's selling lines of like. I think he said you're weak or something. He said something along the lines of like you're weak or something like that. He slaps him again, and like I started laughing, so I'm like, damn, that's harsh. So Sammy's literally freaking sweating bullets. He's beat red, like the beat of the basically like the sun. Even the sun's yellow, but you know, basically red like a sunburn. He's literally beat red. Bryan's kicking the living crap out of him. Drew Gulak's outside the ring, pretty much abiding, by the rules, thank God. And he gets involved. He takes out Cesaro and Nakamura. Bryan basically, Sammy tries to escape and get out. He tries to escape. He basically tries to go out of the ring, tries to escape, tries to run away. Bryan brings him back in the ring. Yeah, and then Nakamura and Cesaro attacked Gulak. And then Bryan attempted to slam on Zayn. Then Sammy performed the Helluva Kick, and that was it. Sami Zayn retained. I was pretty surprised. I mean, because I had Bryan winning this match, but they're probably like I'm saying, they're probably saving some of these wins, and I got this feeling for tonight's WrestleMania as well, or tonight part two, that they're saving some things for when the crowds come back. Just saying. Yeah, they don't have to make him a chicken shit heel. That's what I don't like about Sami Zayn. He's just like that. I don't like those types of heels. They work for different people, but like Sami Zayn, like it's just my opinion. I don't think it works well. Up next for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Keep in mind, I said Tag Team Championships in the match I'm about to talk about. Goes with three people, but obviously for reasons. We have let me get my throat clear here. We have the Uso. Well, the Usos. My bad. We have John Morrison with No Miz basically defending the Tag Team Championship against Kofi Kingston, representing the New Day, and Jimmy Uso representing the Usos. So basically, the only reason The Miz wasn't involved in this match was because he was sick, and he had the symptoms of the, you know, you know. Apparently, I don't know. So this was a violent match. This was a brutal match at times. And there was super kicks. I can't go through everything in this match. There was literally, you have to go back and watch it. It was very fun. There was super kicks. There was ladders. There was an Uso splash. I thought Kofi was actually gonna hit the boom drop through the ladder. There was one point Jimmy Uso's on the ladder, right? He's laid out. John Morrison's tightrope, doing the tightrope thing on the rope is pretty freaking cool. There was a scary freaking bump where I think it was Kofi, or I think is it a Kofi or John Morrison who freaking threw Jimmy Uso out of the ring. Like you couldn't see it. It was obviously padded over there, but you couldn't see. He throws him out of the ring off of the ladder, and I'm literally thinking I've never seen a spot like that. And I guarantee you, if the crowds was there, if we had everything else, I guarantee that spot would have been made because he would have been dead. He literally like flew. Remember how King Corbin threw Elias off that whole thing a few weeks ago on SmackDown, and we didn't see where he landed? It was basically that. Basically, that was pretty freaking cool how they edited all this stuff. It's so great. I love it. It's really like a movie, a fun movie. So the fun. Okay, I want to talk about the ending. The ending was so funny. So we have all three men on top of the ladder. They're grabbing the freaking thing. They unhook it, and they're all like tug of warring, and they're all pulling on it. All of a sudden, like there's this ladder right here. It's all bridged right here, basically. Right here, it's all bridged. John Morrison. Okay, this is John Morrison. He pulls the title down, or he pulls the thing down. He lands on the freaking ladder and bounces off of it with the titles in hand. That was so freaking sick, and I loved it. So John Morrison retained the tag team titles, and I really didn't expect that much. It was a fun match. I really can't explain it all. Just go back and watch it. It's really a fun match. Moving on, Seth Rollins, or I'm sorry, Jesus. You'll understand why I'm calling him Jesus in a few minutes. We have Jesus against Kevin Owens. I'm going to go pray after this. Okay, Seth Rollins' entrance. You know how he's calling himself the Monday Night Raw Messiah? They're really pushing this whole thing that he's actually Christ. He comes out, and I'm literally. It's just. He comes out. He's all dressed in white. He's doing this pose. and he's literally just like he's walking around, right? He's not shaking hands, obviously. He's oh my god, it's so weird. It's so I love it. I literally love this gimmick. He is living the gimmick. He's doing it great, and I give all the WWE credit in the world, especially Seth Rollins, for pulling through with this gimmick. Yeah, Seth would have got booed out of the building. I was picturing like Seth coming. If this was like with the crowd, I think Seth would have came down on the cross or whatever. That would have gotten so much heat. Oh my god. So, and then Kevin Owens came out. Yeah, that was a regular entrance, so it really didn't do that much. So I want to talk about. There wasn't really that much for me to talk about in this match. It was a very back and forth match. Well, basically towards the ending of the first match, you could call it. Seth gets himself disqualified because he hits KO. He rings the bell first. Then he hits Kevin Owens with the bell. Okay, good. Chicken shit heel, right? So he goes to leave. And Kevin Owens gets back in the ring. He's breathing heavily. Hey, Seth, get your ass back in the ring. He's like, he calls for the referee. He wants a rematch. And he gets in. Seth basically gets in the ring, and basically they're fighting. Right, they're fighting on the outside. All of a sudden, you have the big WrestleMania sign where the commentary teams are. You have the big WrestleMania sign. You have Owens climbs up the sign. He does the elbow drop with Shane McMahon through the announce table. It was sick. I loved it. It's great. And and then he hit the stunner. Then he hit the stunner on Seth inside the ring. 1, 2, 3. Or outside the ring, my bad. It was inside the ring, my bad. It was inside the ring, not Fall Anywhere, my bad. Inside the ring. 1, 2, 3. That was it. Fun match. I think the Roberts can continue, though. Moving on. And then in the co-main event, we have Goldberg against Braun Strowman. I don't got to take too much on this match. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it was pretty fun. I mean, I was a little heated during this match because I don't like Braun Strowman, as you all know. And no, it's not because he blocked me. I'm just saying I just don't like Braun Strowman. This should have happened 3 years ago. Yes, but it is what it is. It was a pretty fun match. Okay, so basically what happened. So during the beginning of the match, Strowman goes for running power slam. Goldberg hits like 3 spears. Literally 3 spears out of nowhere. He goes for the 4th spear. He hits the 4th spear. He goes for the jackhammer. Strowman reverses, running power slam. And then a second one. Then one. Something like this. This second one. Excuse me. This second one. My bad. 1, 2, 3. Braun Strowman's Universal Champion. I'm pretty much fine with this. I'm not upset at this. I think that this was the right decision. That Goldberg, he did not need the Universal Champion. Literally, what was he going to do with the title? Sit at home with it? Bro, that's what Brock Lesnar does. That's what he does. Strowman being the Universal Champion, it's only temporary. It's only temporary until Reigns comes back and this whole freaking thing blows over. That's the only reason they did it. That's understandable. So, yeah. I think Braun Strowman is as much as I don't like the guy, I think this is the best decision, the right decision. Enough said. I mean, it is what it is. Braun Strowman, I know many people out there are not happy with this. I mean, obviously, I'm one included. I know many people are happy out there. You guys, if you guys are happy, that's awesome. All the credit in the world to you guys. I personally just think that it's just temporary. I mean, it's just temporary. It's not a big deal to me. I'm not that pissed off as I was like going into it. So it is what it is. Congratulations to Braun Strowman. I do think it is still 3 years too late. I think they should have still given him the title at No Mercy 3 years ago against Brock Lesnar. But it is what it is. Strowman's the Universal Champion. Thank God it's off Goldberg. Enough said. And then the main event, we have, oh my God, can we talk about this? We have AJ Styles against The Undertaker in a Boneyard match. Oh my God. Now, I know many people are criticizing this match. Temporary or not, he earned it, and he shouldn't have. Yeah, he should have had it a long time ago. Did he earn it? That's up for debate for me, but yeah, to each his own. Moving on, we have The Undertaker against AJ Styles in a Boneyard match. But basically, this was a casket match without them saying it. I mean, we all knew this going into it. Okay, so in this match, basically, we started with AJ Styles literally arriving in a hearse. Like, we got the hearse arriving. We think, oh my God, it's The Undertaker. And AJ pops out of it. He's like, and he's laughing all maniacally. So we get AJ coming out on the hearse. And all of a sudden, we hear the motorcycle, right? We hear the motorcycle. Here comes The Undertaker. American Badass. They start brawling. And, they start brawling in the graveyard. There was a moment where The Undertaker he misses AJ Styles, and he punches through a freaking shade of glass, which was very sick. And, my friends on call were saying that's freaking sugar glass and shit. Taker's arm was cut. That was not sugar glass. Taker's arm was legitimately cut during that stuff. That was not sugar glass. I'm just saying. That was legit real. And that had to freaking hurt. And Taker literally is like, he doesn't give a shit. So Taker literally, they're fighting through the graveyard. And Gallows and Anderson show up literally out of nowhere. We all knew they were going to show up. And they bring out, like, they're standing behind this barn or whatever. I don't know what this was. There's like some barn or whatever. And they're at this site. And all of a sudden we see druids come through. And they're coming through. And Taker takes out all the druids. It was so weird. Takes out all the druids. AJ Styles grabs this tombstone. And he smashes Taker over the head with it and knocks him out for like a few minutes. And he threw Taker into the grave. And Taker, he's the spooky goblin or whatever you want, the dead man. He appears behind Styles. He, like we just got the lights going, so he appears behind Styles, whatever, and he attacks him. Then they go on top of the warehouse, and then all of a sudden, I believe, yeah, he hits the tombstone on a druid, and he throws Styles off. No, he my bad. He Gallows and Anderson show up on top of the thing. Gallows and Anderson show up on top of the warehouse. And Gallows and Anderson Gallows gets thrown off. Was it Gallows or? Yeah, it was Gallows. I think it was Gallows gets thrown off. And then Carl Anderson takes the choke slam. Styles is trying to beg off, don't do, I'm sorry, and stuff like that. He's begging him off. And all of a sudden we see fire. We see fire, and Taker's like, you ain't going nowhere, boy. You gonna rest in peace. He's talking all Western. He's talking all Western right there. Speaking of Western, like there's this Western background music that they used. It was so cool. And so Taker literally lights the whole thing, the whole part of the barn or whatever they thing on fire, the rooftop on fire. And I believe he choke slams Styles off the roof onto like I think concrete, and Styles is knocked out. Gallows got tossed off. Carl got two. Okay. Yeah, AJ took a choke slam. Yeah, AJ took the choke slam. He choke slammed Styles off the freaking the warehouse on the concrete, which looked very brutal. Even though we didn't see it, obviously, it was very. This match was just so much fun. I gotta go back and watch after this. He choke slammed Styles off the freaking thing, and then he drags Styles over. Right? He's dragging Styles. He's talking to him. What's my wife's name? And how old am I? No, he's like, how old am I? I gotta talk like this. He's talking to him like this. How old am I? What's my wife's name? And then and then he picks him up. He has him in the choke slam hold. He picks him up, pats him on his head. He gives him a hug. No, I gotta talk about this part. There was one part during the match where they're fighting, and I think it was near a fence or whatever, and AJ spears him through the fence, right? And Taker's leaned up against this tree, right? This tree or what? I don't know what this was. Some kind of tree or whatever. And then he's telling Taker, you're old, you're weak, and stuff like that. Taker literally does this to Styles. He's doing this, and then all of a sudden you see the middle finger go up. That's all you see is this. And Taker's flipping him off. I busted out laughing so hard. Anyways, that was the highlight for me right there, besides everything else. Anyways, so he drags Styles, he puts Styles in the grave. And then he gets the digger thing or whatever, and he buries Styles. That was it. That was literally it. This match, first of all, I don't understand why. I mean, you can have your own opinions, obviously, but I don't understand why people are criticizing this. I personally think this was great. I think people could say it was overproduced, over scripted. I mean, it's wrestling. What do you expect? I mean, I personally found it very entertaining. I found it very entertaining for what these two did. I didn't find any faults in it, and they did good for what they were supposed to do. This is first of all, it's Styles' first WrestleMania main event ever, and I didn't think this was gonna main event. I thought Goldberg and whoever he was facing was gonna main event. Boy, was I wrong. This literally, I gotta give this match literally like I say a 4 out of 5. It was good. I'm not gonna rate anything else, but I'm just saying a 4 out of 5 for me with this match. And that was it. I mean, that was literally WrestleMania Night 1. I mean, was it good? Hell yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. There were a few hits and misses, a few bugs and whistles with me. I mean, obviously, I talked about the Braun Strowman thing. I mean, it is what it is. What else would I have criticized? That was it. I mean, it wasn't a criticism. It's like, it is what it is with Strowman as the Universal Champion. But other than that, I mean, WrestleMania Night 1, good job. Night 2 is tonight, and I'm very excited to see what we got here. We got Edge, Randy Orton. We got Drew McIntyre, And Brock Lesnar, we have John Cena and The Fiend in the Firefly Funhouse match. I'm legitimately excited for that match. After what we saw last night with AJ and The Undertaker, get ready for craziness. Legitimately, get ready for craziness with this match tonight. And that's my review for WrestleMania Night 1. I'll be probably back tomorrow for the review for Night 2. And that'll be it for the Heels to Valors for a while because the next day is my birthday. So I'm very excited for that. Probably go back and make a video for my birthday, whatever. Kind of depends. But I will see you all for the next video, which is probably going to be tomorrow or whatever. Anyways, I will see you all for next time. Too sweet. Peace out. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, do all that shit. And I will see you all next time. Too sweet. Peace out.